Prosecutors have just revealed that Melly was behind the killings of Sakchaser and Juvy. They've updated the evidence in the case, announcing that Melly was secretly recorded confessing to the murders. Shockingly, only 5 hours after the killings, Melly was spotted dancing in a parking lot alongside Bortland.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! But still turned. Regardless of what happened, you already know.
They showed no sign of grief over Sakchaser and Juvy's deaths. Unbeknownst to Melly, he was filmed again just 30 minutes before the murder. The footage shows him leaving the studio, getting into the back left seat of the Jeep, and waiting as Sakchaser, Juvy, and Bortland prepared to join him.
Juvy, you able to see? Yes? All right.
According to official court documents, the trajectory of the bullets, traveling from left to right, inside the vehicle, supports the claim that the shots were fired from the back left seat where Melly was sitting. Even Juvy's mother confirmed his position in the car.
State your name. State your name. Before we move through here.
I'm Leon.
And are you related to one of the
Yes, I am.
house?
Mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Tony.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat? If you can identify the
We got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Janelle.
Prosecutors believe it's crucial to present this evidence, especially as Melly approaches the possibility of release. Meanwhile, media outlets reported today that Melly's legal team is seeking to delay his trial until 2026, citing serious concerns about his mental and physical health. He has endured conditions harsher than death row for more than 7 years. Many people forget that. Melly has been locked up for the past 7 years without a conviction. Prominent attorney Bradford Cohen commented, "When I handled this case 7 years ago, I said it needed to go to trial within 6 months. The state wasn't ready. The investigation was a mess. Witnesses were inconsistent, and moving quickly was critical for a victory. But Melly couldn't get a speedy trial, and that's why he's been stuck waiting for bond for over 2,000 days.
Let me repeat myself. Mr. Devins has to make an informed decision about who he wants his lawyers. He's now been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days. So, how long would you like to be able to make that decision?
I can't determine when the investigation will be over. That's the Broward Sheriff's Office. But I can, as I said, I'm just asking for, and then I'm asking for at least a day or two. And then
We'll decide by tomorrow. But also reserve all of tomorrow.
The judge expressed surprise that Melly has been incarcerated for more than 2,100 days without a conviction. Addressing the courtroom directly, the judge said, "Give me your reasons for keeping Melly locked up, or I'm granting bond." Shortly afterward, Melly's mother shared an update about his potential release.
I know. I said I would I'll keep everybody updated with what's happening. I know right now we're waiting. So basically, the judge is going to do, I guess, a written order. So we're just waiting, and that order can come any minute, or it could come tomorrow. I don't know. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting. So everybody just keep praying, keep having faith. Tessa, I've been crying too. It's been a long time coming.
As his legal team submitted a new bond packet, the question now is whether it's enough to justify his release. According to the filing, Melly's attorneys proposed an unspecified bond amount backed by his record label, 300 Entertainment. If granted, Melly would be placed under house arrest, fitted with an ankle monitor, and monitored by 24/7 security. The proposal looked so hopeful that one rapper remarked that boy Melly is coming home. I can feel it. Meanwhile, Melly's mother added that they have solid evidence proving he's being subjected to inhumane conditions in jail, which she says is illegal.
Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life. As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
They also referenced evidence from the earlier trial, arguing that prosecutors are wrong in claiming Melly committed the murders inside the Jeep. According to the defense, GPS data shows Melly running down the street and hiding in a bush instead.
Carter can say someone just shut the car up and was trying to shoot him. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car company behind him, and I'm hiding. He was like, there's some, there's some, I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Zach and Juvy? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
They followed up by reinforcing the theory of an actual drive-by shooting. During the original trial, it was confirmed that no firearm was ever recovered, which supports the claim that the weapon belonged to the vehicle involved in the alleged drive-by.
The first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this duration because I don't know what to use.
As Melly's chances of release began to improve, prosecutors appeared to set up a backup plan. The situation became so murky that some people now suspect corruption within Florida's legal system. Allegedly, deals were struck with both Portland and Melly's ex-girlfriend Mariah Hamilton. Mariah had been living outside the U.S. since before Melly's original trial. She was supposed to testify against him but never appeared in court, leading to her being listed as wanted by the police.
Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
Mariah struck a deal with the judge. If she agreed to testify in Melly's upcoming trial, she would be released. And that's exactly what happened. On Facebook, she wrote, "Thank you to my village. I love y'all so much. God's plan, not mine." Meanwhile, investigators uncovered troubling evidence from her iCloud account suggesting that Melly tried to prevent her from testifying, which could amount to witness tampering. That charge alone could send him to prison for life, even if he's ultimately found not guilty of killing Sakchaser and Juvy.
State filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
The witness tampering charge is separate from the murder case, as Melly allegedly used jail phones to pressure witnesses involved in his trial. As a result, the jail revoked his phone privileges. His mother, Jamie King, later spoke out in an interview criticizing the jail for not allowing him to make phone calls or even receive his mail.
Not being convicted of anything. And even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
If it's true that Melly used the jail phones for witness tampering, then prosecutors probably have recordings of those calls, which explains why he's been barred from communicating. They're likely holding this evidence for trial, since they wouldn't impose such strict restrictions based on mere suspicion. However, what could truly jeopardize Melly's case is whatever Bortland might decide to do next. Many people don't realize that during the first trial, Melly's lawyer already tried to shift the blame onto Bortland.
Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car, two bodies, car, riddled with bullets. When he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having the phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in the pocket, not Cortland Henry.
According to Melly's defense, Bortland misled investigators right from the start. He was the one who had gunshot residue on his hands and was present with Sakchaser and Juvy when they died. A forensic expert even offered additional details about the residue found on Bortland.
So the right hand of Portland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of pot residue and two component particles. And the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of pot residue and 1 two-component particle.
And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was pot residue present on the hands.
Bortland was furious about being thrown under the bus. That's likely why. On the same day Melly's mistrial was declared, reports surfaced that Bortland tweeted a cryptic message. His tweet read, "Mind games don't work on people like me," followed by a handshake emoji, hinting that he might have accepted a deal. Bortland goes to trial alongside Melly. Prosecutors could use his initial police interrogation from the night of the murders, where he was caught lying to protect Melly.
Tell me what happened.
And I was playing music, getting off the exit. I was already being sleepy, almost home. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's out of nowhere, like, sure. You know what I'm saying? So, and I ducked down, you know what I'm saying, in the car. And I almost cried.
Let me back you up a few minutes. Where were you coming from?
Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale studio. Which way did you take?
To Austin, 595
to 75. Then you took 75 south?
It quickly became clear to detectives that Bortland's story didn't add up. Despite his efforts to sound believable, he was caught in a lie.